Yeah, Stefan, Israel attacked Damascus and other areas in Syria recently. Do you have any position on that? Also about the report of UNDOF, which shows clearly that there is collaboration between Israeli forces or between Israel and the rebel groups, including Jabhat al-Nusra, which is categorized as a terrorist organization in the Golan.
Sure. I'll unpack your pact question. On the activities in the Golan, there is no specific comment because the report itself is a comment by the Secretary General. It's the Secretary General's report. He has his observations. I think if you read the observations, you can underscore his grave concern at the situation, his call on parties who have an influence on the armed groups to bear that influence on them and so that they cease their activities. He also condemns the violations of the ceasefire by the parties, and also stresses that underscores the cooperation he has seen by both parties to the disengagement agreement in support of the UN activities. So the report in itself is the Secretary General's comments on the situation. So I'm not going to add anything to that. On what happened at the airport in Damascus, we obviously are not in a position to determine who is responsible for what happened. What I can tell you is that our colleagues in the UN disengagement force on the Golan did observe some activities, and yesterday at 16:27 local time, UNDOF observed 6 aircraft flying at high altitude on the Alpha side. 2 of them subsequently flew northeast over the area of separation, entering the area of limitation on the Bravo side. Any crossing of the area of separation is a breach of the ceasefire.
Sorry, follow
Yes.
up on that. In the report, it says clearly that the Syrian aircraft, which was shot down a few months ago, was shot on the Bravo side. It was not shot even off the Bravo side, and that there was no evidence that it has flew over the separation zone. However, it doesn't say that Israelis, by shooting down an aircraft in the Syrian side, violated the ceasefire or the separation
I think
agreement.
again, the report is the Secretary General's report. His observations are the comments, in a sense, of what's happened in the period of observation. And I think, as I just said, any crossing of the area of separation is a breach of the ceasefire line. Matthew
Sure.
and then Sherwin.
Sure. I wanted to ask actually about the report. That report that you're talking about says that unfortunately some assets were left behind or captured, and there's now photographs published by Al Nusra of their use of a UN painted vehicle for a suicide bomb in Daraa. So I wanted to know it seems this kind of is directly like this is UN material being used to kill
Any
people,
misuse of UN material is clearly unacceptable, whether tragically, for criminal activity, terrorist activity, or any other misuse, and we would demand that equipment be returned to us.
because of the danger of people believing that a UN vehicle would be a safe place to be and then getting killed by it. What efforts have been made by either UNDOF, UN peacekeeping, or the UN system to get those vehicles back? Because how many were gone, for example?
This is something that continues to be of concern to us, and something that we continue to work on.
Are there still missing
Sure.
vehicles?
That's all I have for now. Sure.